Hello there, Mark here. Welcome to Recent Vinyl Finds number 84. My goal is to keep the video under 10 minutes. We're going to start out with this wonderful jazz title. I picked this up at one of my local shops. I don't feature these often, and to be honest, I don't know why I don't. I'm always on the hunt for original pressings, and like so many of you, I own a bunch of the audiophile reissues, and there are pluses and minuses to owning both. But number one, if I can find the album, and number two, if I can afford it, I lean towards the original. This is a wonderful title by a West Coast jazz pianist, not quite as well known as, let's say, Herbie Hancock or Bill Evans or even Oscar Peterson, but just a wonderful player, Hampton Hawes. This is the Hampton Hawes Trio, Volume 1, released in 1955 on Contemporary Records. This is a beautiful mono example, very, very clean. It includes one of my favorite Gershwin compositions, I Got Rhythm. You also have These Foolish Things, probably my favorite track on the album. You have a couple of Hampton's own tunes. You have Hamp's Blues, Blues the Most. Just a wonderful sounding recording. And I've mentioned this before. With the reissues, you may get a little more of the high and low frequencies, but I find that the mid-range, where most of us live, I think it's richer, it's fuller on the original pressings. I think there's more detail, more definition to the sound, and again, this is just a wonderful sounding recording. Happy to add this to my collection. I hope you enjoyed the needle drop. Probably not what you were expecting from Josh Klinghoffer and John Frusciante, two members of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, of course at different times. Both of these gentlemen are phenomenal guitarists, but they are multi-instrumentalists, and they really stretch on this recording. This was originally released in 2004. Shaun over at Shaun Spins alerted me to this fantastic title. Lots of analog synths, some really inventive programming, and of course just some sensational guitar work. This was a Barnes & Noble find. It was 25% off of the original price, which was $30. So I'm happy to add this to my collection. I've been playing this nonstop since I brought it home. And speaking of Shaun Spins, I love the thrill of the hunt. I love looking for records to add to my collection, but I get as much pleasure as when I find items for friends. And you probably are not aware of this, but Shaun is the king of the 8-tracks. and I was able to find a rather rare 8-track tape with the original case. This is the original 1976, I don't want to say pressing, but tape. It's by the Ramones. In very nice shape. Again, as the original box, there are no tears. And the label is in fine condition. So this will be headed Shaun's way. All right. Next up, one of the finest $8 audiophile albums you can buy. So run, do not walk to your nearest Target. I believe these are still in stock. Joni Mitchell Blue. This is the Bernie Grundman cut. Bonus, it is not a Target exclusive. This was made in Germany. I'm assuming it was pressed at Palace. It's a favorite album of mine. I do have an original pressing. As many of you know, it's a very quiet album. Near mint copies are hard to come by, and in many cases, there's usually a lot of ringwear on the jacket. So initially, this went on sale for $17 and change. I picked it up right off the bat. The original price of $25 still seems reasonable for what you're getting. The quality of the jacket, the inner sleeve, everything is top tier. So then I stopped by a couple weeks later, and they had a further reduction in price down to $7.50. I picked up 2 additional copies, 2 stocking stuffers for a couple friends. Again, with this beautiful padded inner sleeve. But they also included a copy of the original blue inner sleeve, which I thought was a very nice touch. Totally flat, dead quiet, and the sound quality trumps the original. My buddy Steve was with me when I picked this up. He picked a copy up for himself. He texted me that evening, "Mark, did you play your copy? It sounds incredible," and he's correct. In many instances, there's really not an improvement in the sound, or it's negligible. I find it hard to decipher the improvement in the sonics of the recording. That is not the case with this. This sounds spectacular. I'm very happy to add this to my collection. A few cheapies that I found at FYE for your entertainment. This was $3. Cowboy Junkies, Songs of the Recollection. This is an album of cover tunes. Very cool jacket. I don't know if you can see, but it's a bunch of album jackets. I'm assuming these are some favorite artists of the band members. There are some terrific covers on this release. 5 Years by David Bowie. No Expectations by the Stones. Oh, Las Vegas. I think that's a Graham Parsons number. Can't beat it. Can't beat the price. This was also $5. This is part of the Respect the Classics series. Working Together, Ike and Tina. Of course, you have the title track, Proud Mary. There are 2 excellent Beatles covers. You have Let It Be and Get Back. Fantastic. Again, $5. I can't pass these up. This was $20, but still a steal. I own the original pressing of this classic. The 3rd release in Lenny Kravitz's catalog. This is Are You Gonna Go My Way? This is a 2 LP set. The original pressing is a one disc set, but that also included a CD, and that was common practice back in the day, back in the the early 90s. I guess to try to encourage you to buy the vinyl, and in doing so, then you would own both formats. The second disc includes a lot of bonus tracks. There are a couple nice acoustic versions of Believe and Heaven Help. Lenny's first 4 albums are flawless. The songwriting, the production. Lenny was lucky to have hooked up with Henry Hirsch, his recording engineer. His first few albums were recorded back when digital technology was new. And when technology is new, it's always overused. They avoided all of that. 100% analog. They used an old mixing desk. The sound is classic. It will never age. Again, the songwriting is so strong. Sister is on this release, one of Lenny's most beautiful songs. I just love that track. Of course, the title track. You also have Come On and Love Me, another ballad with some great organ work, I believe by Henry. Henry's also a musician. Quite a find. I think these retail at around $45. Let's see. I'll get through the FYE albums before I talk about my record store day pickup. The next title is by CCR, Born on the Bayou. This was $15. This is the half-speed mastered Abbey Road Studios pressing. It comes in a nice heavy cardboard stock jacket. I'm a big fan of the band. It'll be interesting to give this one a listen. There are several folks who really don't subscribe to the half-speed mastering process. I guess they are of the opinion that it adds no value to the sound quality, or it does not enhance the sound quality. And there have been several releases that have received terrible reviews. So we'll have to see how that one sounds. This is another great deal. This album goes for quite a bit of money. This was $10. Heaven Upside Down, Marilyn Manson. And I used to be a big fan of Marilyn's back in the day. I can't say I'm a big fan of him as an individual. I kind of lost track of his music throughout the years. So this will be probably a surprise. It's probably not going to be what I am used to from Marilyn Manson, but we shall see. This is part of the Joni Mitchell archive series, early Joni 1963. I have a bunch of these pressings. They're phenomenal sounding. Again, the jackets are wonderful, heavy cardboard stock. This includes a bunch of traditional folk songs. I don't think Joni wrote any of these tracks. Just an early peek into her development as a singer, guitarist. So this will be a fun listen. This was $5. I actually saw this at another shop for $16. This is a 12-inch single, Be a Rebel, New Order. I didn't pick up. Sarah picked up the 2 record store day releases that I was after. I could not break away on Friday morning. She was kind enough to pick these 2 up for me. So Sarah, thank you so much. The first title is by Rage Against the Machine. This is a live recording from 2000 from the Democratic National Convention. I was a little disappointed by the sound quality. The pressing itself is very well done. It's flat, it's quiet. Of course, it's on clear wax, but the audio sound quality is subpar. I guess what it lacks in sonics, it makes up in the intensity of the performance. You hear the interaction with the audience, and I know on several live recordings, the audience is kind of dubbed in. It's not the actual audience in attendance, but that is not the case with this album. You can just feel the electricity in the crowd, and the again, just the excitement. And on top of that, side B includes 3 of my favorite Rage tracks. You have Sleep Now in the Fire, Freedom, and then Killing in the Name of. So again, these record store day titles are not cheap. This was $28, but I'm still happy to add it to my collection. Of course, I'm a Pearl Jam completist, so I paid $22 for 2 tracks. I have not broken this open yet. Okay, that's it. I hope I made it under the wire. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you soon.